Hello and welcome. By now, I hope you've watched my previous video on the background of the Alabama Renaissance Fair Feast. And of course, we had those interviews with Lee Freeman and Don Green and Debbie Martin. And so now, I'm about to play you kind of a highlights reel of the events of the Renaissance Fair Feast, which was October 15th. Now, entertainment has always been a huge part of the feast. And one year I was actually a part of the entertainment. I did a skit based on horrible histories, a skit called the Renaissance Report. And I went out there and it's like, ooh, here we go. I can do this for you. No problem. I can tell them all about the Renaissance. So it's, now the year is 1300 something or other, and that there's Italy. And here in cities like Venice and Florence, something exciting is happening. Actually, something rather dull is happening, but at least it's something exciting, so just bear with us. And that's what I did. And then I think the next year I did a skit where I was playing off of William Freeman, who is the master of ceremonies. And right as he was about to do the door prizes, I come out there and say, "What? You're giving things away. You mean you're not asking anything? You're not getting paid for." Oh, Lord, I don't think I can take them. My heart's going to go. This could be the big one, honey. I'm coming to join you. I'll be the one with the cash box. The really big cash box. I had fun with that. I really did. No one else got it, but I enjoyed it. This year's entertainment was a lot more straightforward than that sketch, but it was a great deal of fun. We had a professor from UNA, Carl Frank, who performed the first 100 lines of Beowulf. We had Darlene Freeman, one of our own, performing the opening to the Canterbury Tales. And they each did these in the language in which these were originally written. So when we were hearing Beowulf, we were hearing it in the original Anglo-Saxon. And I have to play you some of that. And Darlene, well, she performed Canterbury Tales in the version of English that was in play then. So that was wonderful. Alison Mackey performed guitar and sang. She sang an original composition as well as another piece. We had a young man from Birmingham who, sadly, I don't know his last name. They simply refer to him as William of Birmingham. And he came out and performed Greensleeves. And it was very well done. We had a bagpiper perform. And he was excellent. Now, I'm not a huge fan of bagpipes. Admittedly, I play a Scotsman, and my view on bagpipes is, I can't stand the wretched things. We threw our piper off the cliff a year ago. He made the best music ever when he was going down the side of the hill. Yeah, that's my character's view of bagpipes. But here he is. He came out there and he performed. He did a wonderful job. And of course, we had the choosing last night, which sadly, my video of it, my footage is not worth the effort of using. But I've got some of William's speech leading into the choosing. So I think you might find that just a little entertaining. And always at the feast, we dance. The Tangle and the Maltese. Now, again, from where I was sitting, I really wasn't able to get very good footage of it, but I've got some. And as I show you the bit of footage I do have, I just want you to keep these immortal words in mind. You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. Yes, every year at the Renaissance Fair, I beg them to play that song over the sound system. And one year, they are going to do it. All right. All that out of the way. I'm just going to start this highlight reel. I hope you enjoy it. And keep in mind, this is just a sample of what is performed by the Alabama Renaissance Fair every year at the feast. And so I want to encourage you, if you're watching this video right now, you've missed out on the feast for 22. Shame on you. But we will be holding the feast again next year. And so I encourage anyone who's watching this, if you're in the northwest corner of Alabama, or if you don't mind traveling, we have people come from Mobile, which is the other end of the state from us, come for this. So give that a thought, and come on back. And of course, the Renaissance Fair will be 1 week from yesterday, and today is October 16th. The fair will be on the 22nd and 23rd of October. So, come on out for that as well. So, without any more ado, here is the highlights of the Alabama Renaissance Fair Feast. As I'm walking along here, we have people from all over the place. We have people from Mobile tonight, Corinth, Mississippi, Huntsville, Hoover, Birmingham, and people getting their picture taken. I mean, this is what the feast is really all about. Just people coming, having a good time, and pretending for a couple hours. We've got one of our guest performer tonight who is playing the harp. William Freeman, who is for some reason afraid of cameras. All right.
I tried to avoid the
cameras.
I tried to avoid cameras,
Oh, yeah, it's not going to steal your soul.
You don't know that.
Here we are. This is our menu and course of events for tonight here at the feast. Ooh.
Bow before your queen.
Tell you older ladies, having a cold on feast night isn't good for anyone, but we'll make the best of it. I now ask that you please give your attention to the royal high table as Her Majesty Queen Serene wishes to address her populace.
Since last we gathered, the world has changed. We fought the plague, and we waited for a time when we could gather once more. Last fall, our time of waiting ended. Now we celebrate with a grand feast prepared by the great Chef Burgess. I, as the only queen to sit upon this throne for longer than a year, would very much like to declare the curse has been broken.
Praise God.
If I believed it. Tonight a choosing will be held. The coin will be won. But perhaps not this throne. At this time I ask that you raise a glass for all the faces that we do not see and all the faces that we should remember. Godspeed.
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 Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Amen.
We do. Okay, hands up. Good evening. I'm Lady Triumphant. And tonight, I'll begin with selection of a song that I have crafted myself in honor of Her Majesty. This song is called The Maiden and the Dragon. Let me tell a tale about a maiden and a dragon. Their love was forbidden by a cold and heartless king. She his only daughter, he had locked her in a tower. The dragon he was beckoned there whene'er he heard her sing. Oh, my brave one, I'll wait here forever. Fly to me, carry me over
Denmark, and eventually his ancestor named Hrothgar builds the Great Mead Hall, which is important tonight because we have mead all over the place. So it goes very well until the demon Grendel hears about it. I'm sure you've all heard of Grendel at some point. So here is about the first 100 lines or so of Beowulf in the original Anglo-Saxon. At least as far as I can get them. Remember, I'm a native Alabamian who was taught Anglo-Saxon by a native New Yorker that knew this. So I'm just glad Dr. Hall's not here. But anyway, of that hymn, I will Thara Sitindra Overonrara Hurin Shoda, Gomba Yura. That was good Hurin. Van e Farawas, after Kurin, Yeon Yen Yadum, Bone God Sinda, Bolket, Frofra. Hurin Theof on Yea, they he El Bruda, El Dorneza, Lange Wila. Him thus La Freya, Wuldris Wailinda, Warolda, Vorin Yea.
We now present to you, for your listening pleasure, Lord Eric once again on the harp with Duchess Darlene the Learned reciting some Canterbury tales, and hopefully there will be no crowns disappearing during this recitation.
Wander up over the shore of Salta, the root of March hath pierced into the ruta, and bathed every vein in swish the core of which bear two genders. Once half for a sake over the sweet the bretta, inspired hath in every halt and heather, the tender croppers and the young sonna, hath in the ram his half coursey runner, and smaller fowls making melodia, that slept all the night with open ear. So pricketh him nature in her courages, then longing folk to go on pilgrimages, and palmers for to sake and strongest runners, to fare in the hallways, quota in sundry landes, and specially from every shire's end of Angaland to Canterbury.
Cast me off this curtain, and I have loved you so long, delighting in your company. Green sleeves was all my joy, green sleeves was my delight. Green sleeves was my heart of gold, and who but my lady green sleeves? And I will pray to God on high, that thou my conscience mayest see, and that yet once before I die, thou wilt vouchsafe to love me.
Big step, tiny step, tiny step, big,
You should see the washerwoman. There's other days to do. The washerwoman is one, and there's this one. I forgot what else. And there we have the beginning of the tangle.
So, what we are going to do is, as Her Majesty has said in her
Here we
opening
go.
remarks,
It is time for the
we are
lottery,
going
which
to
I've
have a
already talked
choosing.
about several other times.
Now
But
then,
here we go. Hope you can hear me.
pay attention,
About to watch.
because one of you could become the next king or queen of the Renaissance Fair should Serene fall to the curse. Now, she claims it's never going to happen. But I'm not going to hedge my bets. I'm not a gambling person. So we want to hold this choosing. If you are 16 years of age or older, because let's face it, we want someone to lead us, not the other way around. All right? We also ask if we're we're going to break character in. We want you to develop a character, a persona that fits within our timeline. And you say, well, what's your timeline? Well, lengthy, because we want to include all parts of history. We go from 1100 to 1650. So you create a character persona with the help of Her Majesty's executive group. Then the round table, the executive group of the round table, we will help you develop that character. We do not want science fiction. That's just not no stormtroopers. Sorry. I've seen it be remiss if we did not say thank you, not only to the entertainers who entertained you, but our chef and the servers who made sure that you ate
Now
well
I'm
and
talking about
service.
this thing because
So would you all please come to the bar? If you want to serve our chef. There they are. Come on, check it out. And this is your chef. Your chef.
Hey, I want to thank you. You've stuck with us to the very end. Those are just some of the best snippets from the Renaissance Fair Feast for this year. And of course, it was a wonderful evening. The food was fantastic, and just a lot of people having a really good time. I am sorry that this highlight reel does not actually include the choosing of the next queen. Again, my footage was horrible, and I really should have used a handheld camera and walked it up there, but okay, didn't do that. Anyway, but if you attend the 2022 Alabama Renaissance Fair on Sunday afternoon, when our current queen will be forced to abdicate through any number of ways, who knows? Every year there's a different way that the king or queen abdicates. We had one year the king blew himself up with the holy hand grenade of Antioch, and that was really hilarious. We've had some kings that just said, I'm retired, I'm moving to Tampa, Florida. Okay, we had that. We had another who ran away with the Kasaki, the battle group that performs every year. So every year it's going to be a little different how our queen or king abdicates the throne. So yeah, come on out to the Alabama Renaissance Fair on October 22nd, 23rd. And of course, this video will be going up on YouTube. So hey, in another year, somebody's going to watch this and go, well, what happened? Well, maybe I'll get some footage of who takes the crown next week. We'll see. But if you do come out to the Renaissance Fair this year, I'm sure you're going to have a great time. A lot of music, a lot of entertainment, a lot of vendors. By the way, I happen to run a little business myself. It's called Renaissance Rosary and Relics. And be glad for you to come. And as a special message to a young lady who came by my booth last year, Rory or Aurora, if you are watching this, I will be looking for you this year. Can't wait. And before I go, earlier in this video, or the previous one, I mentioned Lee Freeman had written a book, and here we have it. It is called Medieval Speak, and it is quite literally a medieval dictionary. And it is a great way to start doing any research on the medieval period. It's not your final stop, it's your first stop to work your way up to the other places of research. Now, also, book-wise, I have my own book to sell. It's called Forenza Tales. It is a collection of short pieces set in a fictional medieval city. So, Forenza Tales, I actually gave away copies of this at the feast last night. And last, I ended with this monster of a book, Dark Carnival. I am very proud of this. This took me about 12 years to write. I'd work on it, set it aside, forget it existed, come back to it. And so here it is. It is complete. It is, like I say, when it's a monster, it's about 358 pages, which really surprised me, but yeah, things like that happen. Anyway, I just want to thank you for clicking on to this and watching. So I hope to see you at this weekend's Renaissance Feast. Oh, well, Renaissance Fair. Anyway, take care. And as I used to say in some of the videos, I used to say, stay home, stay safe, keep learning. Well, don't say stay home these days, but still, stay safe, keep learning. Goodbye.